Good evening. Welcome to the January 14th meeting of the Northampton Township Planning Commission. I'd like to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence for our first responders and military.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great, thank you. Tonight is our annual reorganization meeting where we switch positions around. So before we get started with the business, we need to appoint some new folks to run the show up here. And the first question I have, is there a motion to appoint a chairman of the Planning Commission? Do I have a motion? Somebody want to move? Move to Mark Shapiro. Will somebody make a motion?
I'll motion.
Okay.
I move that we appoint Mark Shapiro as chairman of the Planning Commission for 2025.
All in favor? Aye. Any nay? Nope. Okay, our next position is as vice chairman of the Planning Commission. And do we have a motion? Oh, yeah. And a second, I'm sorry.
I move that we appoint David DeLillo as vice chairperson of the Planning Commission for 2025.
Second, good. Do we have any ayes? Aye.
Aye.
No nays? Good. Our third position is that of the secretary, and do we have a motion to appoint the secretary for the Planning Commission for 2025?
I move that we appoint Mike Enns, Secretary, Planning Commission for year 2025.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great, good. Passes. All right, we're going to turn the wheel over to Mark Shapiro, who's going to run the meeting today. It's going to be a fairly straightforward meeting, a couple of properties, but he'll go over what those are.
Okay, the first order of business is the approval of the minutes from November 12th, 2024. Does anyone have any additions or corrections to the minutes? I then
Motion to approve.
motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Minutes approved. We have our first item for consideration this evening is the consideration of preliminary final plan of land development, Axial Medical, SLD 24-4, 65 Richard Road. Who is representing them?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. I'm Ed Murphy. I'm here tonight on behalf of the applicant. To my immediate left is Dan Rotundo from Dynamic Engineering, the project engineer. Good evening, guys. If you'd like me to summarize what we're
Could you give
doing,
us a summary of your plan, please? Yes.
is, as Mr. Saddlemeyer indicated, it is a very straightforward plan. What's involved in this application is the proposal to add slightly less than a 2,000 square foot addition to the existing building. The purpose of the addition is simply for storage only. It is being constructed on an already existing impervious area, so we're not increasing any impervious. It is basically a 2,000 square foot storage area. That's it. And we've received the various review comments from project and township consultants. We've responded to them, and other than a handful of waivers, which you wouldn't think would be involved in such a simple, straightforward thing, makes no sense, but waivers are longer than the actual review comments. But anyway, that is all there is to it. It is that simple and straightforward. I should say we have no issue with any of the review comments. We're all will complies, and that's it.
And it's strictly for storage?
strictly for storage. There's no bathroom or anything inside. It is largely, over there today, largely automated. It's becoming increasingly automated. So this is simply an area for storage. Even though the building is large and there's a fair amount of equipment in there, there's not a lot of employees there any
Right,
longer.
right.
So,
How about, there's no entrance or exit back out of it? There is?
So.
Hard to see from this
there
little
is.
plan.
There's a connection from the existing building.
Okay.
And then there is an at-grade door that would exit out to, their existing gore strike loading area.
Okay.
Yeah, that reminds me, I went out and just took a peek behind the building. And are you eliminating one of the exits coming out? There's one on the left, one on the right. Are you taking one of those away?
Correct. So
Okay.
it's kind of weird, but yeah, there's stairs
Are you just
down.
moving it to the storage area, so you'll come out through the storage area?
Correct. And then there'll
Okay.
also be like a roll-up door
Okay.
down the back.
Amanda, do you have any issues here?
So just a few things to know. Mr. Murphy's correct, there is a whole host of waivers, but they're largely relating to the main existing front parking lot area, which is non-conforming, but is in fact existing. So that's where most of the waivers are stemming from. There is a small improvement to that parking lot, however, in the front with the ADA parking space, it looks like there's some upgrades there. And otherwise, it's a relatively clean review letter from us.
Does anyone have any other issues? Any comments? No?
Public? Any public? Any public comments on this particular property? No? Okay.
Okay, I guess it's time for a motion. A motion.
All right. I move that we recommend to the Board of Supervisors preliminary, final land development approval of the 65 Richard Road land development, SLD 24-4, subject to compliance with the Township Engineers Review Letter dated January 3rd, 2025, and the Township Traffic Engineers Review dated January 3rd, 2025. It is also recommended that the requested waivers be granted.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried. Thank you.
I'm not going anywhere.
Where are you going? You're not leaving?
No, I'll stay. I'm on a roll, might as well stay.
Same crew.
It's warmer in here, so.
It is. Okay. Our second item for consideration is the preliminary final plan of subdivision and land development, 1280 Grenoble Road, subdivision SLD 24-5. Could you?
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm still Ed Murphy, and he's still Dan Rotundo. Dan's office did the plan in front of you, and much like the last application, it is also straightforward. It is a plan that contemplates a minor subdivision creating one additional building lot that's located on a flag-shaped parcel that fronts on Grenoble Road. The plan on the monitor depicts in green and other colors the new lot, the existing lot, and home that sits on it is reflected right in front of that. This property was the subject of some zoning relief that we obtained previously, and in the normal course, this plan has undergone the reviews of your various township consultants. We've had those review letters, we've looked at them, we've interacted with the township engineer. Again, other than a small number of waivers, all the plan comments are will complies. No issue with those, and happy to answer any other questions about it, but it is, I think, fairly straightforward. So.
Are there any engineering issues here?
No engineering issues, and we're supportive of the waivers that have been requested.
Okay. Any comment from the public? None? Any other issues from the board? Okay, time for a motion.
I move that we recommend to the Board of Supervisors preliminary final subdivision and land development approval of the 1280 Grenoble Road subdivision, SLD 24-5, subject to compliance with the Township Engineers Review Letter dated January 6, 2025. It is also recommended that the requested waivers be granted.
Is there a second?
A motion. That's a motion.
Well done. Okay.
I'm sorry, we moved second, we're all set.
We need a second, okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion is carried. Thank
Good.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Good luck with it.
That was quick. Just hang around for a while.
Just hang around.
Should we adjourn the meeting?
A motion to adjourn the meeting?
I second.
So moved.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.